Hi, BookTube, it's Jenny. This is going to be real short. I'm just going to go over three short stories by Anton Chekhov that I read. Word number 6, Gooseberries and The Lady with the Little Dog for Chekhov November. I'll put information in the description about that. Um, I loved all three of these short stories very, very much. Ward number 6, amazing. So we got a snobby doctor who thinks all his patients are boring, and he loves books, but everything is boring, and he just wants to be very intelligent and snobby about everything. And so so I don't want to give too much away about the story, but I don't want to say spoilers either. I just want to stay away from that and just say, like, I think uh, Anton Chekhov was a doctor, and he must have seen some horrible stuff happen with the mentally ill and how they were being treated. And I believe this story is him giving the middle finger to what was going on um, with how society was treating the mentally ill. Oh, well, and still are. Still not being treated very well. But back then, the conditions must have been particularly terrible. Um, and yeah, and that's what I think. And I also think that the story is about how there are rules in society where the sick stay in one place and the not sick stay in another place. And if you do certain things that are rule breaking, then the walls between where the sick live and the not sick live, you will find that they are very thin walls, and you can easily move from one side to the other side, and just little things have to happen where, oh, lose all your money, and you will find yourself being shipped off to the sick colonies, um, the sick area, the sick land. And also, what's another rule breaking thing you can do? Oh, show compassion and care for those who are vulnerable and not well. So society doesn't actually want you to do that. Society wants you to be snobby and stuck up and not care about those people, because we need to have, you know, everyone needs to be in their role. If you're a sick person, you stay with the sick. If you're not a sick person, you stay with the not sick. And if you start showing compassion and care and you start crossing that boundary line, then you are open to suspicion. And yeah, and which is a terrible, terrible thing. Um, right, we should all feel compassion and care, but that's not um, that's not how society works, is it? Um, I really, really, really love this story, and thank you, Chekhov, for writing it, because he must have been angry and upset by the things he saw, and I'm sure he saw that, the mentally ill were being beaten and abused in the mental hospitals, and he didn't like it. He did not approve of that. He wanted there to be care and compassion, but I'm sure it might have been difficult to express these ideas at the time, because probably doctors were like, no, that's not how we should do things. That's not how we should do things. Um, so very good, Anton. Gooseberries. I'm just going to move along to the next one. Gooseberries. Very short little story. Again, with Chekhov, it's not instantaneous. Like what you're going to get out of him is not instantaneous. You'll read it and you'll be like, I don't know what I just read. Anyway, that's what happened with Gooseberries. Like, I don't know. I finished it. I was like, what is this about? I don't know. And then, but I was like, just be patient. Just let it stew for a while. And so what I realized is that after a few days of the story, thinking about the story over and over again, the story became more and more beautiful to me. Um, it's like a weird art films, independent films. I love those kinds of things. Really, I'm not even sure what I just watched, but you keep thinking about it. And that's fun. I always find that fun. Even if I'm like, nope, I really didn't get it. but I still had a good time, and I like that I keep thinking about it. Yeah, so gooseberries. I think what they're trying to say here is that if you have some kind of lofty goal or dream in life, but if you spend your life trying to achieve that goal by hurting people around you, are you really a happy person? Are you really a successful person? Is that happiness? Um, I mean, my feeling is that if you can sleep at night knowing that you haven't hurt or you've tried your best not to hurt people, even if you haven't achieved all your lofty ambitions, that maybe that's the way to happiness. I could be wrong about that, but anyway, let's go to The Lady with the Little Dog. That was the last short story we read for this one. Wow, ambiguousness, unresolved. That's the feeling of this story. So strange. I don't know if it's hopeful at the end. I don't know if it's a happy ending. I don't know if it's a sad ending. I have no idea. And I kept thinking about it and kept thinking about it. I was like, it feels like an art film. The whole story just feels like a very artsy little indie film that you watch, and you don't have any big payoff at the ending, and you're just really not sure. It's like what do they say, slice of life kind of thing. And I kept thinking, it feels so much like an art film. And then I finally was like, oh, I know what film this reminds me of. It reminds me of Lost in Translation, the Sofia Coppola film with Scarlett Johansson. I haven't watched that film in many, many years. I know I saw it when it came out, and I don't really remember it. I quickly looked at the Wikipedia to kind of remind me what the film was about, and then I realized, oh, there's some parallels. You got a young woman, well, in Lady Little Dog, it's a young woman on vacation in a city, and she meets an older man who's unhappy in his marriage. But then in Lost in Translation, it's a young woman who just got married, but she's unhappy, and she's in Japan, and then she meets an older man who's also unhappy in his marriage. Yeah, so is Lost in Translation a retelling of this short story? I don't know. Anyway, um, but Chekhov, oh my gosh, Chekhov, I love you. Um, I believe that his message with this story, again, without any spoilers or anything, it's just that he wants men to do better. He's saying, men, you can do better. Just have conversations with women about stuff and grow up and be better men. Stop thinking of women as inferior and just do better. Um, oh, and then I finally checked out the Wikipedia for Chekhov and learned that he died at age like 44 from tuberculosis, I think. I was like, oh, he died so young. Um, but he wrote a lot of stuff, and that's pretty amazing. So I look forward to eventually reading all his stuff, and I really had a lot of fun with this. This was great, and I hope I didn't say any spoilers in this one in case you haven't read any of these stories. So I tried to veer away from that and just give like a general ideas about it. And yeah, um, okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.